Hello, beautiful beings, and welcome. So today is a special day. This is my 54th trip around the sun. Now, that's quite a few trips. And so I've been thinking today about all of the things that I have learned in these 54 revolutions around the sun, our beautiful sun that brings so much light into this planet. And this time of year, I always think about, too, the things that are most important to me and that I believe are the most important things in this life. And so Spirit showed me this morning me incarnating into this life, and I'm coming down this major slide. I was shown this as I was waking up, this massive celestial slide. Here comes Becca. Shoo! And then there I am in my mother's womb being birthed. And then I was shown myself, the crying baby, the first breath of life here. I was shown that. And it was a very beautiful thing to be shown and very intimate and special. And so with that, what I want to tell you are some of the things that I think matter so much in this life, that matter more than anything, and some of the lessons that I've learned that you can apply to your own life. And the first thing I want to tell you is that for every valley that you may go through and every low point that you may go through in your life, there is a peak, there is a mountain peak waiting for you that is so incredibly beautiful and meaningful that I can't even put words to it. And this is a fact. For every valley, there is a peak. For everything we go through, there is a flip side to the coin. Always. This is duality. This is the way the universe is set up. So some of the other things that matter so much in this life are things like the power of love, the power of unconditional love, loving other people, being good to others, love of thyself, loving yourself enough to put yourself first and be authentic and be who you really are. You know, that's so important. And for many of us, it takes a lot of years to learn this, that it's so important to be true to yourself, no matter what anybody else thinks, no matter what you're told, no matter what you're taught necessarily. Turn in and see what resonates with your own heart and soul, what really matters in here. Look within for your answers and for your guidance. And, here are some other things that are so incredibly important. Things like forgiveness. I cannot say enough about how much forgiveness is important because of the way that it sets your soul free. And it makes room for all these miracles to come in. And, you're able to embody some amazing things if you're not allowing too much anger and resentment and things like that to take up all that good space in there. We have to make room for miracles. And so forgiveness is so, so important. And, I think another thing is how we treat people, how we treat other people, no matter what they've done, no matter what they've not done. They're still a person. They're still a human being. And if we can find compassion, that's a key word right there. If we can find compassion for everybody, it is so very important to the collective field and raising the vibration of this planet. Compassion, empathy, those kinds of things. I cannot say enough about those things. Now, these things that I'm mentioning, these are love-based feelings and emotions. Love-based. They're not fear-based. Now, fear-based things are things like resentment, anger, agitation, irritability, holding grudges. They're things that don't feel good in our body. They don't feel good to feel these things. These other feelings that are love-based and joy-based and free. You feel so free when you're feeling love-based things. These things raise the vibration immensely. The other things lower the vibration. So you can always gauge how you're doing. If, basically, am I in alignment today or am I not? Well, how do I feel today? Do I feel pretty good? Or am I sitting here dwelling on something that happened 32 years ago that I can't change a thing about, but I'm still holding on to? That is living in fear. And that is taking up space within you that you could be utilizing for magical things. I'm telling you, when we empty out this stuff within us, when we empty that out so that the love-based things can come in, then it is game on. It is game on for living a life of joy, exhilaration, happiness, connectedness, which is so incredibly important to me. My spiritual life, oh gosh, my spiritual life is so important to me because it's that connectedness. You see me just tuning in right now and just pulling in all of that beautiful love that surrounds and abounds and is everywhere. That is so important. That is so important for your life, to focus on those kinds of things, those love-based things. So I encourage you, as I'm looking back on my life today and thinking about these important things, I encourage you to think about what is most important to you. And do you care enough about how you feel to choose the path of love, to choose the high road of loving thoughts versus fearful thoughts? Because our thoughts determine how we feel. Every feeling that we have is preceded by a thought. Now think about that. So here's an example. Let's say I'm sitting in my chair and I'm just starting to feel just really, just kind of yucky, irritable, getting a little edgy, getting a little cranky, Becca. If I can catch that when it first starts and I can say, what are you thinking about? What are you sitting here thinking about? What you're thinking about is almost always what's bringing about that feeling. Okay? So the magical thing about this is if you can control, catch, flip, and change what you're thinking about, it changes your life. Because you can flip the script, change tracks, take a different turn, and you can get your mind on something much more enjoyable than what you were thinking about. And then when you get on that track that feels better, your vibration is automatically going to come up. And you can do this with practice. And you practice enough and you'll start to catch things immediately when you're getting out of alignment. You'll catch it quick. And so isn't that powerful that you can control that? You really can. And I try to do it as much as I can because I care enough about how I feel. I want to feel good. I want to feel good for me. And I want to feel good for all of you. And I want to feel good for the planet because how we feel individually, each one of us, it matters to the collective consciousness. It matters. It actually affects the vibration of the planet. So you've heard me say this before. It's not all about you. It's about all of us. it's a collective thing. So, guys, I'm going to end this video here because we have a siren going off. That's our Wednesday test siren. So I'm going to end it here so that you don't have to listen to the background noise. But I want you to know that I love you so much. I love all of you, and I encourage you to choose that high road. Choose that, and know that life is a beautiful, beautiful experience. Make love, and choosing that high road your mission. There's your sign. There's your siren. I'll catch you on the next video. Much love to you.